So exciting, thank you. Many of our concerts, are for our parents, so it's fun to play for a big crowd and new faces. This is the WindFest Honor Band. We are in our 7th or 8th year, and in a way this is the culmination, I would say, of phase 1 of the WindFest Honor Band. We've grown so big, and there's so many participating schools now, we're planning how we're going to do it differently next year, to have multiple ensembles and multiple days. But these students have risen to the occasion of being huge and awesome, and had a really great day working with our faculty in masterclass, with our guest composer, and rehearsing here on stage together, and getting very wet walking to and from lunch. So thanks for sharing them with us for the day, especially with the rough weather. The past couple of years, we've tied our WindFest Honor Band to guest composer residency, and this year's been particularly exciting with John Mackey, one of my favorite composers, one of the most influential wind ensemble composers of my lifetime at least, being here with us for a couple of days. Our next 2 pieces performed by the Honor Band will be by John, so I'm going to invite him to the mic to tell you a bit about them. If you could please help me welcome John Mackey to Rowan University.
Thank you. As a composer, it's always very exciting to get applause while I'm still alive, so that's awesome. Thank you. Also, I've been dreading the mic height as soon as I saw it. I was like, oh, Joe is so much tall. Everyone's taller than I am, but anyway, thank you for adjusting the mic. So you're going to be subjected to 3 of my pieces tonight. They're all quite different. The piece that you'll hear last on this first half doesn't really need much of an introduction. It's just like a fast, rhythmic, happy thing. The piece you're about to hear, though, is the opposite of that and pretty heavy, and I thought it might benefit from a little bit of an introduction. In August of 2019, a young man went into a really crowded bar area in Dayton, Ohio, and in a space of 30 seconds, he shot and killed 9 people and injured 17 more. I heard about this. I lived in California at the time. I heard about it and it really struck me. There have been so many shootings, but I'm from originally Columbus, Ohio, which is about 45 minutes from Dayton. So I spent a bit of time in Dayton growing up and also professionally. And so I really was very aware of this shooting. And a few weeks after that, I got a message from a music teacher just outside of Dayton. And she said that, she asked if I had heard about the shooting. Of course I had. It was all over CNN and everything. And she said, it would mean a lot if you would write a piece for my school, because the first victim of the shooting had played in her band, and the shooter was that young woman's brother who also had played in that band. So this one music teacher at a tiny rural school outside of Dayton, Ohio, had taught both a victim of a shooting and a mass shooter. And she said the community was just wrecked, and they didn't know what they could possibly do to find anything positive of what had just happened, and she thought maybe they could commission a piece. And I initially hesitated on that because that's a very heavy thing, and but I talked to my wife, who titles all of my pieces, and she suggested this title, Some Treasures Are Heavy with Human Tears. And the piece, just so you know, going into this is not a programmatic piece. This does not tell a story. This is just a piece that I wanted to write something that doesn't sound at all like what happened. It just sounds like what it felt like to me to hear about tragedies like that happening. It's been really, I work with quite a few honor bands, and I'm working with one in Florida in a couple days, and they rehearse for 3 days. They started today. Like, this is redunculous what they are doing. So thank you in advance for thank you for all the work today, but thank you for what you're about to do, and thank you for being here. And this, I promise the piece after this is not like this, but this is Some Treasures Are Heavy with Human Tears.